Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for coming back and watching. Today's video is just gonna be kind of like a playing around with makeup type of video. I'm thinking that I want to do something a little more bronzy, a little more smoky. I was looking back at my old videos and I realized that I actually don't have many videos like that. I recently got the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. I got this during the VIB Rouge sale at Sephora and I'm really excited. I've used it just like twice, I think, so far. It's a really great product. I think it's a super staple. I also picked up this. This is the Benefit Blush Bar. Really excited about this. So those are a couple of things that I'll be using today. If you guys are interested in seeing the look and seeing what I use, then just keep on watching. First of all, it is super hot in here, so I'm trying my best to not sweat my face off. So I've zoomed you guys in a little bit just so you can see what I'm doing here on my eyes. And first off, I'm going to prep my eyes with my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, per usual. Gonna set that primer with my Coty Airspun powder. Just gonna use this brush to messily set this primer. I'm not sure exactly what eyeshadows to use, so we're just gonna play around. I'm gonna start with Burnt Orange right over here as my transition shade and using a Morphe M200 brush, packing that all over, and this palette does have a good amount of fallout, so just be warned about that. I'm going to blend this into my crease as much as I can, and using a really light hand as well, because I don't want this color to be focused anywhere in particular. I just want it everywhere. And I'm pulling this color pretty high up because I know that I tend to lose the lighter shades in my looks whenever I do something smoky. Because I have a pretty small eye space, I have to bring my shadows up pretty high, so it's like right underneath my brow bone right now. I think that is a good base shade. So next I'm going to just deepen that up with another brown in the palette. I'm gonna take Sienna right here. It's like a reddish brown shade with this E22 brush, and I'm going to put this in my crease as well, but I'm not going to bring it as high. Do you see this craziness happening? I definitely need a haircut soon. Starting on the outer corner, and then I'm going to work my way into the crease. So it's going to be a slow process. This shade is so pigmented that I have to tell myself to use a light hand or else it's gonna get muddy real quick. I'm going to put this evenly, so on the outer part and on the inner part of my eye. Evenly distribute it and then kind of swipe it into the crease. Look at this fallout right here, or extra pigment, I guess. It's a lot. If you guys are super OCD about that, it might not be the palette for you, but I don't really care. I can just like blow it off and I'm good. For my lids, I'm going to take Sultry right here. I knew for a fact that I wanted to use Sultry for sure on my lid. So I'm going to go ahead and take a flat shader brush right here, Morphe M167. I'm going to take this a little above my natural crease because I want the shadow to be able to peek out whenever I'm looking straight. I think I'm going to go ahead and spray my brush with this Makeup Forever Mist and Fix, and hoping that it works the same as Fix Plus. You can really see the difference now. Can you tell? Can you tell? Can you see it? All right, now that that shade is all over my lid, I'm gonna go ahead and blend it out. Grab a clean brush. I'm gonna blend it out right now with my MAC 217 brush. Just get those edges really nice and blown out, smoky, looking good. Very, very lightly. Start to really feather out those edges. Because all the shades are so close in tone, you want to make sure that you're not just blending furiously because it can get really muddy really quickly. What I think I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take a slightly lighter shimmer shade just to give the very center of my lids a little bit of a pop. I'm gonna go in with this rose pink shade because I feel like the pink in it is only going to complement the brown rather than compete with the brown. So I'm actually just gonna take my pinky and I'm going to take this shade and very, very lightly put it on the center and then blend it out with a brush. There it is. So this is just going to allow the shadow to really pop, give it a little bit more dimension, give it a little bit of sass, if you will. Look at that. That's pretty. And I'm taking this right up to where the shimmer ends. Using that same 217 brush, I'm just going to blend out the edges of that. Okay, next shade, I'm going to use Cypress Umber right here just to darken up the outer parts of my eye. I want to give it a little bit more dimension instead of just brown with shimmer on top. So using a Luxie 229 tapered blending brush right here, it's a clean brush. I'm just going to take the side of the brush into the shadow and then tap it off and use that right on the outer corners of my eye. I think I'm going to do a patting motion just so the powder gets evenly distributed on my eye rather than swiping it and trying to blend it from there. And then kind of just like in a circular motion pat it on the outer third of my eye. Just kind of sweep it in there. Not too much. We're not trying to create a new crease color here. All right, and I think that's about where I want the eyeshadow to be. I'm using the Milani Stay Put Matte 17 Hour Wear Liquid Liner. This is a very good, very black matte liquid liner. I'm really bad at liquid liner. I say this every single time and nothing's changed, guys. I'm still really bad at it. But this, I feel like, makes it very doable.
No more long sleeves while filming, it's so hot.
All right, we did it. Just gonna clean up some of this fallout with my micellar water and a Q-tip. All right, guys, we're gonna move on to the face, go back to the eyes later on. So to start off, I'm going to prime my face, and I'm using this currently. It's so good. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Matte Lock Mattifying Primer. Really, really great. It feels just like a moisturizer. I honestly feel like it really helps my oils throughout the day, and I dot it all over my face. It honestly feels like a moisturizer. It's pretty crazy that it actually does what it says it's going to do. And I usually wear this whenever I'm going to work throughout the day, and I work at least 8 hours a day, and it stays on pretty well. And I still use blotting sheets throughout the day. That's a given. But I don't look crazy oily before I use a blotting sheet every day. Next up, I'm going to be using my NARS Radiant my NARS Radiant foundations. I have the shades Vanuatu and Valencia, and I just mix these two because I'm kind of a weird shade right now. Right, and using a damp sponge to blend this all into my skin. Next, I'm taking my Becca concealer. This is actually really great. I was really hesitant about my shade, but I ended up picking up the shade Beige, and it looks really great. It doesn't super highlight my under eyes, but I use a different concealer for that, so that's coming up. It's a very lightweight concealer. I really like it, but I still feel like it covers really well. I'm also gonna take it by my mouth because I have some dark lines right here. I don't really know what they are. And right under my nose too. And to start, I look so silly right now, but to start the blending process, I'm actually going to use my finger just to warm up the concealer first, and then I'm going to go in with a sponge. So starting with my finger, I'm just going to blend this into the skin. I don't know why I always tilt my head so low when I do that. Really blend, really blend. So then I'm going to take my sponge, and using the flat top part of it, I'm going to go ahead and really blend that concealer into my skin. Press that in really well. This is actually the first time I'm using this concealer with these foundations, and it looks amazing. So to further get rid of the darkness right in here, like the inner corners of my under eyes, I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape in light medium. I usually use medium, but light medium works really well on those inner corners just to get rid of the darkness by bringing in a lot more light. So I just need the smallest amount of this concealer, because if I go overboard, it looks like I just put a bunch of white glue paste stuff under my eyes. So just a small dot. I'm going to do it right here and right here. And same thing, just going to blend with my finger and then use the sponge afterwards. Making sure to keep this in the inner corner. All right, so I think that's doing fairly well. I think it's bringing a lot of light into my face. I'm going to use this. It's really dirty. I don't like this packaging, honestly, but it's the Hourglass Vanish Champagne Flash Highlighting Stick. This one's really pretty. I love the champagne shade. It looks really natural on my skin, surprisingly. So I'm going to use this, just twist it up. I'm actually going to warm it up on my finger before I apply it, and I'm just going to apply it to the high points of my skin, my cheekbones, a little bit on my chin, on my nose, all that stuff. I'm going to put it right here, really warm up the product. Can you see that? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I tend to get some pretty crazy pores on my nose, so I can't put a ton of this or else it just looks insane. Put a little on Cupid's bow and a tad on my chin. So I'm just taking a clean-ish part of my sponge, and I'm just really lightly and very quickly just going to go over that highlight just to make sure that there are no like harsh streaks of it anywhere. So same thing, Coty Airspun powder. Gotta be really gentle. Okay, there it is. I'm going to take this under my eyes and kind of bake. I'm not going to leave it on there for very long. And I think for the rest of my face, I'm just going to use a brush to lightly dust the rest of the powder on my face. So I'm going to use this huge brush from Real Techniques and dip my brush into the powder and then use the cap to get the excess off of there. Kind of swirl it around. Really don't want to get too much because it can make my face look a little grayish. Then I'm just going to lightly tap it everywhere. So I'm going to brush off that bake with this Real Techniques brush. It's a contour brush, but I like the point. It gets really in there. Before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and set my face actually, and I'm using the same Makeup Forever Mist and Fix spray. And I like to do this step right after I powder because I want my skin to really absorb everything and really set down. So I'm just doing a light misting first, and then later I'm going to drown in it. All right, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do my brows really quickly. Not really quickly. It's never that fast. That's as much as we're going to get. Oh, gonna go ahead and set my brows with my Hourglass Arch Brow Shaping Gel in clear. We're moving on to blush and bronzer. Going to use this right here. So going to use Rockateur right here and then Hoola right here to bronze. I like to do my blush first so I don't overdo it. I'm putting this on the high points of my cheeks and brushing it up. Then I'm going to be taking Hoola and this Japanesque brush and bronzing my face. So I got this new brush from Milani and it's really good. It's the all over blending brush, but I like to use it for highlight when I want it to be really intense. So I'm gonna use this Milani brush in conjunction with this. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills and Ambresi highlighter. So beautiful, and it tops really well on that Hourglass highlighting stick. And I'm just gonna put this on the high points of my cheeks. Yes, live. And my nose, down here, down here. All right, and we're gonna just finish up the under eyes with some shadow. I'm gonna go ahead and use burnt orange, sienna, and a little bit of cypress umber. And I think I wanna really smoke this out, actually. I always say that and it never turns out as smoky as I want it to, so we'll see if it actually happens. I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes and apply some falsies just for a little extra since it is a smoky look. All right, so I just finished applying my lashes. I tightlined a little bit with some brown eyeliner. The lashes I'm using today are actually these Kiss Look So Natural Sultry lashes, and I have a 2-pack right here. I really like the way they look. They kind of just amp up the look without making it extremely dramatic, I guess. So last but not least, I'm gonna do a lip combo. This is the MAC Spice lip liner with the Smashbox liquid lipstick in Stepping Out. Just going to set my entire face with the same setting spray. All right, and that is everything, guys. This is the entire look. I really liked the way that it turned out. I love this lip combo. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos just like this one. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.